How do we get the information on our past lives? How do we get the information on our future lives? All of the information is available. The thing is, when most people are trying to extract information from the field, they're looking around and they're trying to get this information and bring it towards them. It's not the best way to do it. What you've got to realize is that the information is everywhere. So how do you access the quantum fields? We're souls having a human experience. How do we get the information on our past lives? How do we get the information on our future lives? How do we get the information from lifetimes that we've lived on other planets? You see, all of the information is available. The thing is, when most people are trying to extract information from the field, they're looking around and they're trying to get this information and bring it towards them. It's not the best way to do it. What you've got to realize is that the information is everywhere. And so for you to be able to extract this information, you've got to bring yourself into equilibrium so you can be on the same frequency as the information you're trying to extract. So you can be still enough to experience the information that you're trying to obtain. Now, when you've done what I'm about to share with you over and over and over, you don't need to do it anymore because you're kind of tapped in, like we're here in these physical bodies. And it's like we've got to find a way of going to the other side, going into the quantum to see, feel, extract the data. But once you've been to the other side and back numerous times, the veil just dissolves. And you are there constantly, consistently. You know, when I'm working with people, if you come to one of our group healings, or you come to a facilitator training, or you come to some kind of workshop, and I'm doing a demonstration, you're going to see me working, talking to the audience, and I'm picking up data. That's because I've been there and back so many times, and I'm just there all the time now. Now, at the same time, when you're there all the time, you can choose to observe it, or you can choose to pull away from it. Otherwise, you're kind of working all the time, walking down the road, and there's just all of this information. So you need to be able to switch it on and switch it off, and that's just a choice. A simple choice. But how do you get to the other side? How do you get this information? When I was taught how to collect this information, I was taught to slow my brain waves down, slow my heart rate down. Breathe long and deep and slow into your belly. And as you breathe long and deep and slow, calm your body, calm your mind, enter that Zen space. Let your mind empty as you're breathing and become stiller and stiller and stiller. You want to get your heart rate down to sort of 28 to 32 beats per minute, nice and slow. And you want to bring your brain waves down. Most of us are operating in beta when we're in this kind of waking world. When we go into meditation, we slow it down to alpha. And then you go into deeper meditation, theta and delta. Delta is 1 to 4 brain cycles per second. Most people, when they go that deep, fall asleep. And then you've got theta, 4 to 7 brain cycles per second. Most people in that state are really deep and kind of in the zone, but kind of out of the human game. What we need to train ourselves to do is get down into deep theta, right at the top of delta, around that sort of 4 brain cycles per second, which when you're practicing, most people will just fall asleep. One of my heroes is a guy called Philippe Petit. This guy is a legend, a French guy. In 1974, Philippe Petit went up to the top of the Twin Towers. He got a harpoon and he fired it across with a metal tightrope, and then he tightened it. He left it there and he came up a day or so later and he walked out into the middle of the Twin Towers. And he's there doing, he's on one leg, his arms are out, his arms are up, he's lying on his belly, he's lying on his back. I mean, just imagine those transitions. From standing to lying, from your back to your front. I mean, come on, man. Just imagine that. You're 2 kilometers above the concrete. And he's there doing all these tricks. He was up there for ages, early one morning. Even if it's a still sunny day and there's no wind, you get 2 kilometers above the concrete, that wire is going to be swaying a little bit. There's going to be a slight breeze up there. Now, someone saw this guy up there, and then obviously the police got called. The police are up the side of the Twin Tower. They're at the side of the tightrope. Come back in there, they're talking, shouting to him, get yourself back, get yourself back. And he's just there, eyes closed, in a Zen state, like a ballerina. Amazing stuff. How the heck do you do that, man? Anyway, eventually he came back in. He's got to come back in at some point, right? He did. They arrested him, questioned him, let him go. When he got let go, they interviewed him and they asked him, you're 2 kilometers above the concrete. You're doing these crazy maneuvers. You know, there's a little bit of a breeze up there. You've got the police shouting. How did you stay there? How did you not get distracted? How did you even stay on that tightrope and not fall? And this was his answer. He said, well, when I was going to fall to the left-hand side, the clouds pulled me back. When I was going to fall forwards, the tower would pull me back. When I was going to fall to the right, the concrete would reach up, grab my shoulder and pull me back. When I was going to fall to the left, the cloud would grab me and pull me back. What he was saying is that he became one with his environment. There was no rope. There were no clouds. There were no 2 kilometers to the concrete. There was no Philip Petit. There was just this energy. Everything became one because his brain waves were slow, his heart rate was slow. He entered that space of equilibrium, that present moment, that 0 point. He was locked and loaded and right there. Being on that tightrope is like going into the quantum field to extract information. If you go into delta too far, you're going to fall asleep and you're going to fall off the tightrope. If you stay in beta, it means you're thinking too much. And if you're thinking too much, 2 kilometers above the concrete, boom, you're going to fall. So whether you're in beta or delta, you're guaranteed to fall onto the concrete. And you're going to be brown bread, splattered all over the concrete on the streets of New York. But Philip Petit was in that delta theta state, completely in that state of coherence, wholeness, equilibrium, balance, right in his heart. Nothing and everything at the same time. Alert, having a level of consciousness, but at the same time being very 0 pointed. Not one single thought in his head. That's mastery. And when you go into that state of consciousness, you are plugged into the field and all of the information's available. Everything. In our Star Magic Facilitated Training Level 1, we call it dropping down and dropping in. You drop down from your head to your heart and you drop into the field. We got a very specific technique that we get people to do. If you're a remote viewer in the military, there's one exercise that they get people to do. There's lots of different ones to help them tap in, but this is one. They get a glass of water, give it to the remote viewer, and they fill up the glass of water. Not just so it's full, but so there's a bubble on top, so you can't get one more little drop into the glass. And they give the remote viewer the glass and ask them to hold it in 2 hands. They give the remote viewer a target, and the target is linked to a code. It could be A2, F13, whatever it is, but that code has been specifically quantum entangled with a target. So the remote viewer gets the glass of water, links into the code takes them to the target, they got this glass of water in their hand. Now, the idea is if you spill the glass of water, you've gone too deep into delta and you've fallen asleep. Some people can even drop the glass in theta. Now, if you drop the glass, you go to sleep, boom, game over. If your hands stay dry, it means you're thinking too much because you're thinking about the glass of water. But when you drop into that zone, that healing zone, that zone where you can pick up the data, the glass shakes a little bit and the water trickles down your hands. When I found out about this technique, I did it every day for a year until I mastered it. And for me, dropping in and out of the field now is just done in a heartbeat. Can extract the data, can extract the information, but it takes a little bit of practice. It's like people that take ayahuasca. You take enough ayahuasca and then you don't need the ayahuasca anymore because it's like you're on it all the time. I remember someone that I went to drink ayahuasca with in Brazil. She'd done it over 1,000 times. She said, I don't drink it anymore, Jerry. She said, I'm on it 24/7, 365. So, the more you cross over through those veils of illusion, the more access you have. I mean, we are the medicine. We have the access anyway. It's just that those programs and the lack of stillness, the lack of clarity, the lack of equilibrium stops us from accessing this data that is everywhere. The empty space isn't empty. The empty space is full and rich of information, code, geometry, mathematics, data. We live in a mathematical universe. God is mathematics. The universe is mathematics code. So if you want to be an amazing facilitator, an amazing healer, someone that can extract information on people's past lives, future lives, to enable you to change the code in the back end of their biological computer, because that's what real healing is. You find the past life trauma, the future life trauma, the present day life trauma, which is code at the end of the day because it's a mathematical universe, and you change that code. And then the healing takes place. So accessing these multidimensional fields, accessing the quantum field, accessing past and future lives is mission critical if you want to heal another human being rapidly and effectively, or facilitate the healing of another human being rapidly and effectively. Most people just want the results and they don't want to do the work. And it's the same in life with anything. Preparation is the key. Whether you're going into a boxing fight, a mixed martial arts fight, whether you are going to sing on stage, whether you're going into a movie to act, preparation is mission critical. So you've got to do the work. You've got to dive into your heart and unlock the mysteries, the magic, the alchemy. Your heart is a stargate to infinite worlds. Wherever you are on this planet, beautiful soul, go out and love your sisters and brothers fiercely and ferociously. Hug them tightly and never, ever, ever be the first to let go. That's the golden rule of hugging. It's a beautiful medicine. Opening the heart, amplifying those nitric oxide levels, increasing the blood flow to the heart, and that love just amplifies. We are love, so generate it. Generate what you are. And remember to check out our website, starmagichealing.org. We got some of the best ascension tools on earth. Hundreds of guided meditations, music-only meditation, cosmic journeys, 3, 5, 7-minute meditation, 3-hour meditation. We've got light language transmissions, cosmic yoga videos, mystery school teachings, breath work, high frequency nutrition, Telegram groups so you can connect with beautiful souls just like you on this same ascension mission. So go and check it out. You can get free access right now for 7 days to all of it, and it's a game changer. I love you so much. We are sisters and brothers on this planet. Go out and speak your truth. Make up your rules of this human game to suit you. Unify with your sisters and brothers. Unlock your own inner wisdom, your own sacred mathematics. Unlock your own superhuman abilities, which lie inside your DNA. Light, sound, frequency are the keys and the codes to activate them. I'll see you again real soon, beautiful soul. Have a bit of fun, be a little bit crazy, and love this human journey. It's awesome, man. This planet's beautiful. There's so much to explore. So go and explore it and enjoy the process. One love, one heart, one human family. Peace out, beautiful soul. I love you so much.